Hey everyone, welcome back to Lord of the Coins. As a gift for the new year, I'm still giving away at least 5 free subscriptions into my private trading community for anyone who is subscribed, just as a thank you for supporting my channel. So leave a comment down below with the word Bitcoin, as it'll help me reach out to you about winning access into the group. So in this video, we'll cover a full higher time frame and lower time frame analysis of Bitcoin, and we'll also talk a little bit about the US markets and Bitcoin dominance. I've also received some feedback with my videos about being a bit hard to understand for beginners. So I will also start to do a more beginner-friendly technical analysis, incorporating a few indicators and strategies using primarily oscillators and exhaustion indicators at the start of my videos. I do still recommend that if you are just starting out in analyzing charts, to still stick around for the smart money analysis and more advanced concepts, as this is how I maintain a very high win rate trading the markets. So we will begin here with a more beginner-friendly analysis. We'll use 3 different oscillators here. The first one is a momentum-based oscillator, the second is a volume-based oscillator, and then this third oscillator incorporates both momentum and volume. And you can see that it timed this market top perfectly when all 3 are lined up. So the momentum is peaked, the volume is peaked, and the momentum and volume indicator is peaked. You can see that we've actually had a fairly large market drop right after. This can give you some false positives, as you do have a bottom here on the momentum, a bottom on the volume, and a bottom on the momentum and volume. But you can see that price actually ended up not bottoming right here, but bottoming right here. But this is another good thing about these indicators, as it does show divergence. So we have price action moving down, setting a lower low, but on all of our oscillators, we actually are setting higher lows here. So a higher low, and another higher low. And this gave us room, and this also would have gave us a very good entry into holding a long trade, literally from this bottom all the way to this top here, as we didn't really have any peaks until very recently. Actually, we had a peak right here where you could have sold some off, but you could definitely kind of held on to your trade here all the way until this peak up here, where your oscillators are lining up right here. You can see that using these 3 oscillators, so we have another 3 peaks right here. You can see that it actually timed the top fairly perfectly right here too, and we had a drop down here. We didn't have a lineup on the 3rd oscillator, so this would have not been a sell signal, but down here this would have been a good buy signal, as we do have a triple bottoming here on our oscillators, and we have a market bottom here. You see that price moved up immediately afterwards. So this is the RSI, and these 2 are private scripts that are available through the Lord of the Coins Patreon. But I would say that, if that's not something you're interested in, that you can definitely find plenty of volume and momentum based oscillators for free on TradingView. So definitely I would go through and sift out some of your favorites, and yeah, use those 3 oscillators to try to find market tops and bottoms. But I still do recommend learning smart money analysis, as that's just how I personally maintain a very high win rate in the markets. And a lot of my analysis on the channel is smart money analysis. Now let's do a higher time frame analysis of Bitcoin. Before we get started with Bitcoin, I did want to talk about the SPY real quick, as the SPY did set a higher high on a lower time frame and is looking fairly bullish here. Although I did expect it to retap into demand, the initial direction was still up. So let's also talk about Bitcoin dominance here real quick. I believe in our last video we talked about how Bitcoin dominance was creating this bull flag. We had a slight deviation of the flag, and now we are on our way up on Bitcoin dominance. Although we can expect some sort of retrace from Bitcoin dominance, I am fully expecting it to reach the top of this range that we've been ranging in. So for the time being, I am definitely more bullish on Bitcoin than other altcoins at the moment, and will be trading primarily Bitcoin. So if we go to Bitcoin the weekly here, we've had our sweep, which is just a large buildup of liquidity, and smart money sweeping out all the liquidity. Just remember, whenever retail loses a trade and smart money wins a trade, they are making immense amounts of money. But every time retail wins a trade, smart money is literally paying retail out of their own pockets. So losing is not really on the agenda for smart money. So definitely, it's trading alongside smart money is is the most lucrative way to trade the markets in my opinion. So we've had our sweep of liquidity here, and now we've just had our weekly change of character. And what this means is that we've generated a new zone of demand and had double confirmation. So this is single confirmation, which is a sweep. The change of character is double confirmation, and triple confirmation would be a tap into demand. So price action that looks like this. If you guys are a little confused on what this means, I did draw an illustration down here, and I'll explain this to you guys. So on our first bottom here, it builds up a lot of liquidity of retail going long. Usually at this point, a lot of oscillators and exhaustion indicators are, relatively exhausted, and oscillators are bottoming out. And this is where a lot of retail enters in and set their stop losses right below the low. The smart money comes in to wick out all of the positions. If they have enough strength, they break the previous high, which is known as your change of character, and this generates your zone of demand, just like this. And this is where smart money re-enters their positions for a confirmed position, as they do not like to, lose money. So this is the smart money entry, and this is known as your triple confirmation and confirmation of bullish order flow. So now if we take this sort of price movement and move it up here, you can see that this is exactly what is playing out. So we've had our, buildup of liquidity here, a lot of bottoming indicators. We've had our sweep from market makers, and now we've had our change of character. What happens here is that we have our new zone of demand in this area right here, and we are waiting for smart money entry somewhere in this zone of demand. In terms of targets, definitely 26k is my first target. I'm expecting some sort of retrace after 26k. The next target is around 32k, and the last target will be in this area of the golden pocket and weekly fair value gap around 37k. Remember, the golden pocket is just the Fibonacci is just a level. A lot of market maker algorithms will use Fibonacci, but I believe the best way to just view this is that it's a generation of liquidity. So if everyone believes that price is going to reverse here, there's just going to be a lot of orders here, right? So if everyone believes it'll reverse here, everyone's going to place their orders here, generating more liquidity for some sort of move. And remember, liquidity generation in this area will be often followed by a sweep and a change of character and another move down. So this is the type of price action that I'm kind of expecting in this area, but until we get more price action, this will just be a pure speculation at this point. Now to do a lower time frame analysis. So we're actually going to be on the 1 hour here, and we've just filled our daily fair value gap. There is a daily order block in the previous month VWAP right above, so this is definitely an area of likely reversal as well. But to look for a long position into this zone of demand, this is the area that I'm looking at. We have our broken base here, which generates our zone of demand right here. We also have our H4 order block in this area. On top of that, from our previous range, this is the top of the value area high, where we can find a lot of support, as it's also tapping into the H4 order block and the previous week POC. On the 4 hour, we actually also have an imbalance in this candle, which is a likely area for price to retrace to and sweep out all the liquidity from the fair value gap. So if price does ever end up coming down, we can see price find a lot of rejection in this area. I believe price will start to look a little weak after hitting this broken base. We'll probably find our way down and a sweep into this H4 order block before finding a move back up. So if I were to structure a trade, it would look like this. Probably start at the right of this order block. My stop will be placed beneath this swing low, as this is a H4 key level. So if I go out to the 4 hour here, if we break this level on the 4 hour, we actually have a break of market structure, and this would be a trigger for me to go short and look for a retap into supply and look for a short trade down. So this would be a clear invalidation of our trade, and that is the reason why my stop is placed right here, as it would give me a very clear invalidation of my trade and a reason to exit this position. The targets for this trade would be up into this order block here. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave me a like and subscribe. And if you guys are interested in other altcoins as well, I will be doing a video on Ethereum, ADA, Quant, VeChain, and Link in this coming week. So definitely stick around for that. And yeah, leave a comment down below if there are any other cryptocurrencies or Forex pairs that you guys want me to look at, or even stocks. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.